Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is outside of medicine. Continue to read the Iliad by Homer. I'm going to continue to read. But the giant Ajax answered briskly, "Wait, Idios, tell Hector here to call the troops, mad for a flight. He challenged all our bravest. Let him lead off. I will take his lead. You'll see." His helmet flashed as Hector nodded. "Yes, Ajax. Since God has given you power, build, and sense, and you are the strongest spearman of Achilles, let us break off this dueling on the earth. At least for today. We will fight again tomorrow until some fatal power decides between our armies, handing victory down to one side or another. Look, the night comes at last. Best to yield tonight, so you will bring some joy to Achilles' forces, combat beside their ships. Most of all to your own troops and the comrades you command. But I'll go back to the great city of King Priam and bring some joy to the men of Troy and children women, trailing their long robes. Thankful for my return, they will go to meet the gods and sing their praises. Come, let us give each other gifts, unforgettable gifts, so any man may say, Trojan soldier or Argive, first they fought with heart-devouring hatred, and then they parted, bonded by pags of friendship." With that, he gave him his silver-studded sword, slung it in its sheath on a supple, well-cut sword strap, and Ajax gave his war belt, glistering purple, so both men parted. Ajax back to Achilles' armies, Hector back to his throwing Trojans, overjoyed to see him still alive, unharmed, striding back, free of the rage and hands of Ajax still unconquered. They escorted him home to Troy, saved past all their hopes, while far across the field the Achaeans' men-at-arms escorted Ajax, thrilled with victory, back to Agamemnon. Soon as they had gathered within the old warlord's tents, he sacrificed an ox in their midst, a full-grown ox, 5 years old, to the towering son of Cronus Zeus. They skinned the animal quickly, butchered the carcass, expertly cut the meat into pieces, piercing them with spits, roasted them in a turn and pulling them off the fire. The work done, the feast laid out, they ate well, and no man's hunger lacked a share of the banquet. But the lord of far-flung kingdoms, hero Agamemnon, honored giant Telamonian Ajax first and last with the long silvery cuts that lined the backbone, and when they had put aside desire for food and drink, the old man began to weave his counsel among them. Nestor was first to speak. From the early days, his plans and tactics always seemed the best. With good will to the lords he rose and spoke. "King Agamemnon, chiefs of all the Argives, how many long-haired Achaeans lie here dead, and now Ares, the slashing god of war, had swirled their dark blood in Scamander's deep, clear stream, and their souls have drifted down to the house of death. So at dawn, you must call a halt to fighting by Achaeans. From your units, bring on wagons, gather up the dead, and wheel the corpses back with mules and oxen. Then, at a decent distance from the ships, we burn the bodies, so every soldier here can carry back the bones to a dead man's son when he sails home again. And let us heap a single great barrel over the pyre, one great communal grave, stretched out across the plain, and fronting it threw up looming ramparts quickly. A landward wall for ships and troops themselves, and amidst the wall should give ways, fitting strong to open a dear path for driving chariots through, and just outside the wall we must dig a trench, a deep ditch in a broad sweeping ring, to block their horse and man and break their charge. These headlong Trojans can never rush our armies. So he advised. All the warlords sounded their accents, and now the Trojans, collected high on the crest of Troy, they were shaken, distracted men at Priam's gates, but the clear-headed Antenor opened up among them. Hear me, Trojans, Dartans, all our loyal allies. I must speak out what the heart inside me urges. With it, give Argive Helen and all her treasures back to Atreus' son to take away at last. We broke our sworn truce. We fight as outlaws. True, and what profit for us in the long run? Nothing, unless we do exactly as I say. So he pressed the point, then took his seat, but among them stood magnificent Paris now, fair-haired Helen's lord, and he came back with a winging burst in answer. Stop, Antenor, no more of your hot insistence. It reveals me. You must have something better than this to say. But if you are serious, speaking from the heart, the gods themselves have blotted out your senses. Now I say this to our stallion-breaking Trojans. I say no. Straight out, I won't give up the woman. But those treasures I once hauled home from Argos, I will return them all and add from my own stores. With that concession, the prince sat down again. Then Priam, the son of Diotimus, rose among them, a man who could match the gods for strong advice, and with the good will toward all he swayed his people. Hear me, Trojans, Dardans, all our loyal allies. I must speak out what the heart inside me urges. Now take your evening meal throughout the city, just as you always have, and stand your watches, each man wide awake, and then at first light let the heroid Idios go to the baked ships, and tell the Atridae, Agamemnon, and Menelaus, the oath of Paris, who caused our long hard campaign. Let Argives add this too, a good sound proposal. See if they are willing to halt the brutal war until we can burn the bodies of our dead. We will fight again tomorrow, until some fatal power decides between us both, handing victory down to our side or the other. I'm going to stop here today and continue next time. Thank you for watching.